Okay, so let's begin the class. We just begin in the usual fashion, feet at shoulder width apart, knees gently bent, back nice and straight, arms gently hanging down by the side. Draw the mind back inside. Just allow the chi to sink gently down into your belly. Bring all of the focus to lower dantian, to do chi the belly button and deep behind, right in the very core of your body. Gently turn the core of the body off to one side, off to the other side, and then release and relax and let the whole thing turn. So this morning, we're just going to work our way through some simple stretches, simple bends, little bits of the body-mind form, just kind of memories of the body-mind form, slowly building parts of that up. So eventually we can launch the whole form. I don't know, maybe sometime in the next month, go back to doing the whole thing end to end. But I think it's good just to do some new exercises, just to do some separate exercises. Okay, so we can take this exercise to its second phase. Just slow the turn down a little bit, make it a bit longer. Open it up, look back over your shoulders, stretch out the neck and the spine a little bit further. Now, sometimes this can make you feel a little bit dizzy. So concentrating on your toes is the antidote to that, by which I mean, imagine squeezing your big toes against the floor. In fact, don't imagine it, do it. And just feel into the space where the big toes press gently against the floor. And then the index toe, ring toes, all the way down to the little toes. What did I miss out? Middle toes, ring toes, little toes. We just feel the kind of pad underneath the toes. It presses against the ground. We're just trying to experience that pressure as we gently curl our toes against the floor. just feeling the ball of the foot. Because your knee is a little bit bent, it just shifts the weight gently forward to the front of the foot. And as we do that, we just get a movement of qi downwards in the body. So if you were feeling lightheaded at any stage during this exercise set, you bring your concentration back to your feet and you think about this pressure of the toes against the ground, the ball of the foot against the ground. And that starts to move the energy downwards in your body, away from your head. So this is the Chinese principle, Yidao Qidao, where the mind goes, the qi follows. And so we move our mind into our toes, the qi flows downwards in the body, and the balance is returned. So the real idea is to keep oneself deep in one's belly all the time. But sometimes when we do an exercise like this, first exercise, we can just drift up into our heads and we can start thinking about the morning, about shopping, about, whatever. And because we've drawn our minds back up into our heads, then we have this flow of energy that follows the mind. So now we put our mind in our toes and the qi flows downwards in the body. Yidao Qidao. And it's really the principle that lies behind healing. If you think about that, the idea that if we bang our elbow against the wall and you immediately look at your elbow and you rub your elbow and you concentrate on the elbow, and then what happens is that by doing that, you're concentrating the qi to the place that you've just injured. And as you concentrate on the place you've injured, the qi moves there. And the next part of the cycle of the qi going there is that when the qi goes there, the blood goes there. When the blood goes there, the nutrients go there. And when the nutrients go there, yes, the oxygen and so forth, everything. And so that's how this healing process is really amped up, how it's really increased. So we put all our concentration there, the qi flows there, the blood flows there, the nutrients flow there, the oxygen flows there, and the healing begins. So Yidao Qidao triggers the healing process as well as triggering the qi flow process in your body. Okay, good. So hopefully you're not feeling too lightheaded. Let's just bring this gently to a stop. We never stop quickly. We only ever stop nice and slowly. Like an old clockwork toy, gently winding to a stop. We come to a stop. Then we can use pulling down the heavens. Hands go deep in the earth, lift a ball of qi up into the heavens, into the blue sky, and then pour this ball of qi down through the body. So we're moving the energy from the head yet again, moving the energy down into the chest and settling all the energy back into the belly. And then just relax the hands and allow the circuit to continue down to the ground. So pulling down the heavens is exactly the same kind of idea. It also helps us to think about moving qi out of the head. Any excess energy that might have made us feel dizzy can be brought under control this way, drawing the qi from the head, moving the qi into the belly, and then moving the qi on back down the legs to create a circuit. So this can help rebalance you if you're feeling out of balance. The only thing I would say is that if you have very low blood pressure, just be very gentle with this exercise. Just imagine it's like a soft breeze blowing through your body. And if you have very high blood pressure, you can use this exercise to settle yourself, to really calm your blood pressure down again. But of course, if you have low blood pressure, it's calming it down even further. So that's not good. You might pass out. Be very careful. Okay, so let's do some forward and back bends. Just start by lifting up in exactly the same way as we've done before. We stretch up into the blue sky, bringing a ball of qi above the head. And then we'll just start with a back bend. So opening from the breastbone to the fingertips, gently open backwards and up. Gently open backwards. Stretch up. Gently backwards and stretch up. So we're going to tip over the top of the neck first. So we just move the arms and the ears, and they're not pressed together, they're just in parallel. Arms and ears move over, and this just bends the nape of the neck. And then bend into your upper back, bend into the middle back, bend into the lower back, and allow the whole body to hang down. When you come down to this posture, try to relax your neck. Don't leave your head lifted up. Top of the head facing down towards the ground. Just bend as best as your back will allow you. Okay, so when we're here, we imagine the foot split into 4 pieces. Gently stretch down in line with your toes. And then release. Imagine a line that's drawn between the root of your toes. Gently stretch down. And release. Imagine a line that's drawn between your insteps. Gently stretch towards that line, gradually getting a bit deeper with each bend. And release. Imagine a line that's drawn between your heels. Just go as deep as you can comfortably go. Good. Relax, release, let the body hang. To bring ourselves upright, we maneuver the tailbone first. So you lift the tailbone so it points up into the blue sky behind you. You'll feel your legs straighten a bit. And then you push the tailbone to the front and start to roll the spine up vertebra by vertebra. You try and bring up the arms and ears together, adding a kind of cantilever stretch onto your neck. Don't press the arms against the ears, just keep them parallel to each other till we come up to full height. Stretch up. And then we open again, breastbone all the way to the middle finger, leaning back, letting your hips and knees go forward, and stretch up. Gently back, a soft exhalation. And stretch up, breathe in. Gently back as you exhale. Stretch up. And gently back. Stretch up. Hands up in the blue sky. Arms and ears coordinated, but not pressed together. Gently bend the nape of the neck. And then we move to the upper back. Then we move to the middle back. Then we move to the lower back. Keeping the knees soft. Keeping the back of the neck soft. Body relaxes and hangs. Okay, great. Gently moving down towards the toes. And release that bend. Gently moving down in line with the roots of our toes. Release that. Heading towards our insteps. And release. Working back towards our heels, deep bend. Relax, release, body hangs. Lift the tailbone to point up behind you. Push the tailbone towards the front of the body and start to assemble the spine. Arms and ears are coordinated, not pressed together. Gently draw them up. Gently stretch up into the blue sky. Knees and hips softly drift forward. You can lean gently back. Up and gently back. Up, gently back. Up and gently back. Okay, hands up in the blue sky. We're going to try and do the same exercise this time, but with the legs straight if possible. So that'll give us an extra hamstring stretch. Stretch up into the blue sky. Arms and ears are parallel, just working on the top of the neck, bending the nape of the neck over. When the arms are parallel to the floor, we start to bend the upper back, start to bend the middle back, start to bend the lower back, drifting down, just let the body hang down. This time, the legs stay as straight as they can. So lock the knees backwards as much as you can. Doesn't matter how low you go down. That's not important. So we just keep the legs as straight as we can. Body's nice and relaxed. Body's hanging. Neck is soft and relaxed. Okay, so drift gently towards your toes. Feel the hamstrings stretch out a little bit and release.
In line with the roots of your toes, gently stretch out. And release. In line with the insteps, gently stretching down. And release. Heading back towards your heels. Relax and release. Allow the body just to naturally hang here for a moment. Legs are still nice and straight. Point the tailbone up into the blue sky behind you. Push the tailbone towards the front of the body and start to roll the spine up. Bring up the head and the arms and the ears all as one piece. Stretching gently up, stretching gently up, 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 up. From the breastbone to your middle fingers, lean back. Your hips and knees drift forwards, you lean back and up. Gently back and up. Gently back and up. Gently back. Stretch up. Arms up in the blue sky. Okay, last time for this exercise then. Again, legs nice and straight if possible. Stretch up into the blue sky. Arms and ears tip over, but they're not pressed together. Stretch the nape of the neck. Move into the upper back. Move into the middle back. Move into the lower back. Keeping the legs studiously straight. Allow the body to softly hang and relax. Take all the tension off the back of the neck. Head hangs down, legs are nice and straight. Perhaps you could move the weight a tiny bit forward to your toes and you'll feel the hamstrings stretch a wee bit more. Okay, so first extension drifts us down towards the tips of our toes. And then we release in line with the roots of our toes. Then we release in line with our insteps. Then we release in line with our heels as deep as you wish to go. Good, body just hangs and relaxes. Lift the tailbone to point up behind you, push the tailbone to the front of the body, start to roll the spine up, take up the head, the arms, the ears, and gently, gently stretch up, rolling the whole body up, 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 up. Softly releasing knees and hips forward, you can gently lean back and stretch up. Gently leaning back, stretch up. Gently leaning back and stretch up. Last time. Back and stretch up. Hands up in the blue sky. Now the hands just to gently release down the sides. So we're going to go back to that exercise, pulling down the heavens. Imagine planting your hands in the earth, lifting up a beautiful ball of qi up into the blue sky, and then pouring the whole thing down through your body. So sometimes what happens is that when you bend forwards like that, the qi moves into your head once again, can leave you feeling dizzy. So now we're rectifying the balance, bringing everything back into the core of our body, bringing it back deep inside our belly. And then release the hands as if creating a circuit back into the earth. So this is earth qi, yin qi. Bring it up, mixing it with heaven qi, yang qi. So the perfect balance of yin and yang, drawn down through your body, rebalancing the qi inside your body, but also filling it, removing anything that's not needed. But eventually we can draw this lovely qi deep into our belly. It's where we store it behind the belly button, deep inside. And then relax the hands and imagine the circuit continues. Connection. Okay, one more time. Lift up. I say one more time. You can do this 10 more times if you need. If you've come up from that last exercise and you're feeling really dizzy, then you can do this 10 times and just come back to what I'm doing later. If you feel really dizzy, sit down for heaven's sakes, or lie down, do whatever you need to do, but don't put your head between your legs because you're just encouraging more qi to flow into your head. That's a bit of a Western mistake. Okay.
Good. So the last thing we do in the warm-up part of the lesson is the side bends. So we've bent our waist forward and backwards. We've rotated our waist left and right. And now we'll do the side. So just take your right hand up into the air and take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just take your right hand over to the left side. Just let your right hip pop out a bit. Breathe in, lift the right hand up. As you exhale, swap the hands over. Inhale with your left and stretch up. And as you breathe out, head over to the right side, letting the left hip kind of pop out. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, swap the hands over. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out and head over towards the left side. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Head over to the right side. So this is the basis of my warm-up set. You can find it on YouTube. Exhale as you swap hands. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale. So as I always say to people, if you do this warm-up set every day faithfully for 20 minutes, breathe in as you lift your hand up. Exhale as you swap over. Breathe in. Now, if you do it for 20 minutes every day, you'll live to be 125 years old. If you want to be, if that's useful to you. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale. I always kind of add in a quiet breath underneath. This is not a money-back guarantee. You cannot sue Jeremy if you don't live to be 125 years old, like those adverts do. Just do one more. Swap the hands over. Breathe and stretch into the blue sky. Over to the other side. Breathe in, gather both hands into the air. And then let the hands gently down. Let's gather chi. Same thing as we've done before. Hands in the earth, lift up. Just use this beautiful ball of chi to move it down through your body, just settling, relaxing, calming, bringing you into a deep kind of balance, focusing everything deep into your belly. And then relax the hands and allow the chi to flow down your legs back into the air. Let's go again. Really settle and calm yourself, center yourself. So many people say to me, oh, I feel so ungrounded. How do I ground myself? So actually, you don't need to ground yourself. What you need to be is in the center of yourself. If you're too much in the ground, feet of clay, clods, if you're too much in the heavens, too dizzy, too hyper. But what we really need to be is in the center of our body. So we really find our way back to our core, back to the center of the belly. Really find your way into the center of your body. Okay, just one more time like this. Let's gather our hands onto the belly. So just lift up, gathering up. And then draw the hands down, moving chi through your body until eventually you come down to the belly button. And then just place one palm on the belly, the other palm on top of that, and just settle there for a moment. Just stand in this posture. This is a standard Qigong posture. Feet at shoulder width, a nice generous open stance. Knees a little bit soft, unlocked.
Tailbone a tiny bit pushed towards the front. Hands on the belly here, collecting chi deep inside. You imagine the tailbone sits you down. You imagine the top of the head gently pulls you up so your spine gets nice and straight. You draw your chin slightly back in towards your spine. You have a nice, long, straight spine with this kind of sitting down idea, just sinking the tailbone down, but the top of the head pushing up. In between your legs, there's an acupuncture point called Hoi Yin. Hoi Yin sits between your genitalia and anus, and it's just a kind of a lifting of the perineum upwards. And as we do that, it just sort of stops chi from dissipating, I suppose. It holds it in this kind of area of the middle of the sort of the middle of your body, but we call it the lower dantian, the lower energy field. We have an energy field in the chest and one in the head. So this is the sort of lower of the three. This is why we have our hands on the belly, because we're bringing everything back into the geographical center of the body, the very core of you. So we just stand here for a moment and relax. There's a thing called the 8 phrases that Dr. Pang, he's the founder of Zhineng Qigong, that Dr. Pang uses. It goes like this. Ding tian li di, si song yi chong, wai ji ne ji, shen chong mao gong, yi nian bo qi, shan ju tai kong, shen yi jiao ti, jiu shen rong rong, jiu shen rong rong, jiu shen rong rong. In these 8 phrases, he encapsulates all of the ideas of Zhineng Qigong. It translates something like this. I mean, Chinese is so difficult to translate, so many millions of ideas when characters sit beside each other. But essentially, he says, connect from your feet down into the earth. Feel earth chi can flow into your body. Connect with your heavens and the blue sky. Blue sky chi pours down into your body. And man is kind of perfectly placed in between these wonderful energies to gather all this chi and benefit from it. But we have to allow ourselves to connect with it. So start to try and imagine yourself connecting to nature chi around you, the earth below, the heavens above, absorbing all this energy. And as you do so, that just lets your mind relax. Sorry, just lets your body relax, lets your mind just dissolve, expand. So soften your body, relax your body. Nothing can be done if your body is tense. So we let the body release and relax. The mind just gently starts to expand. It can move through the body. It can search through the body. If you feel any pain, that's just a blockage of the flow of energy. If you feel any heaviness, if you know in particular that something that is not working in your body well, we can just bring our attention there for a moment. And as I was saying about this idea of Yi Dao, Qi Dao, where the mind goes, the Qi flows. So you can bring your kind of mind to anywhere that you think might need a bit of healing today. So we just use this moment just to allow ourselves to set our intention for healing, let's say. Just imagine where your body might need some extra energy. Perhaps you might need to fill up your knees today, or perhaps you might want to work on your liver or your whole spine, whatever it is. Just imagine you could illuminate that as your mind gently dissolves into the body. When we relax like this, we gently close our eyes. It suddenly becomes difficult to determine what's outside and inside. You know, can you feel where your skin begins and the outside world ends? Not really. There's this kind of indeterminate border between us and the outside world. So we start to realize that we're really very connected.
with the qi around us. Everything is made of qi. And so we find we're just like little qi vegetables swimming in a big qi soup, part of the overall, one with everything. So we find there's no real difference between the inside and the outside. We just allow ourselves to gently dissolve into nature, to the natural qi. Try to keep your mind clear. So of course the mind wants to flit off and do other things, but try to reel it back in. Try to just keep your mind clear. I think of the image of something like an alpine pool of water, crystal clear rainwater, blue skies above, reflecting. The mind just like that, clear, reflecting. Mind, total clarity. No distracting thoughts. We've expanded our mind through our body. Now we can expand our mind out into the room we're working in. Feel the space around you. If you're outdoors, feel the space around you. Expand a bit further. Imagine your countryside, your county, your city. Go further, your whole country, your continent. Expand further. Imagine our beautiful blue planet, like a satellite. Expand further. Think of our solar system. Think about the Milky Way. Think about our entire galaxy. Think about the vastness of our universe. An extraordinary tool your mind is to be able to think about the vastness of the universe. Imagine dissolving yourself into the vastness of the universe. And then gently draw energy back. Imagine that you can draw back from the universe and find our solar system. See our beautiful sun and the planets, see our beautiful earth, and eventually draw yourself back towards that. While you're here in this beautiful satellite view of our earth, why not radiate some love down to our planet? It sure needs it. Send love to someone, somewhere, something, someplace. Imagine you can send like a rainbow of love. And then slowly we find our way back to our place. We start to find our continent, our country, our workspace, our bodies. We draw back inside all this healing qi. And imagine your body can fill itself with the resources of the universe, everything you need in your life to help heal, to help your life move forward with ease. And then we feel the connection with each other. We've got a saying, no time, no space. So you can connect with people who are currently in the class. I connect with you, you connect with me. But across time and space, we connect with all the people who are doing Zhineng Qigong across the globe. Millions upon millions of people connecting. It's like a vast library of information. Just imagine all these wonderful healing resources that you can draw into your life. But of course, you contribute yourself. You connect with them like a vast qi family. In this way, this is how we begin our exercises in this soft, connected, open space with our minds relaxed and open. You can just let the hands gently drift down beside your thighs. So we'll just run through a few exercises that I've found useful for my body. The neck seems an obvious place to start as we work our way head to toe. One of the most simple exercises for the neck is just to turn your head and gaze along your shoulder. Looking along the length of your shoulder, you can then just stare downwards as if you were trying to look over the back of your shoulder down towards your heel and just feel the stretch that that brings. Release this little bend and then bring your head slowly back toward the front.
Let's do the same for the other side. Glancing along the length of your shoulder, and then glance down towards your heel over the back of your shoulder, as it were. Release, and slowly come back to the front. No hurry. Let's do the first side again. Look along the shoulder and gaze down. Release, and come back to the front. Look along the shoulder, gaze down. Release, back to the front. To the first side again. Glancing down. Release, and to the front. To the second side. Glance down. Release, to the front. Once more. First side. Glance down. Release, and to the front. And the final time. The second side. Glance down. Release, and to the front. There's another nice neck exercise, which is imagining almost like a target in front of you, and your nose is pointing right to the middle of the target. What we're going to do is spiral the nose out bit by bit by bit until eventually it becomes a huge, great big circle. But we do it slowly, and then we'll spiral back inwards to the center of the target. So just imagine a nose width. Just make a tiny little circle round with your nose. Next one gets slightly bigger. Doesn't really matter which way you go. Third one is slightly bigger again. And bit by bit, we're opening. Slowly bigger. It's going to take about 10 or 15 circles before you get to the full extent of what you're able to do. So just think about keeping the center of the circle as the center of your target, as it were. But now we're getting bigger and bigger, opening and opening. Perhaps we're almost getting to the limit of it now. And the limit of it would be looking out to the side, looking straight up, looking out to the other side, and staring down at the floor. And we'll do that big circle about half a dozen times. Nice and slowly, though. We're not rushing it round. You can make yourself quite dizzy. Try and open up the entirety of this circle. Okay, one last time round the full circle. When you finish, come to the stop at the bottom of the circle. You're basically head relaxed, staring down at the floor. Okay, so we have to work our way back. So we'll do 6 huge circles in the opposite direction. It's looking out to one side, looking up into the blue sky, all the way across to the other side, gently staring down at the floor. 2, 3, 4. Good exercise for the thyroid, this one. 5. And 6. Good. So now after we finish our next big one, we're just going to make the circle just a tiny bit smaller. So not quite looking at the floor.
Looking a little bit more in front of you, tiny bit smaller. Again, it's going to take about another 10 of these to work our way back to the center. A little bit smaller. Don't forget to give yourself a true circle with the target as the middle. Getting more to the front now. Probably got another 7 to do. Another 6. 5. 4. Think about the center of the target. 3. Smaller and smaller. 2. Smaller and smaller. 1. Nose pointing to the center of the target. So yes, if you have a thyroid, those 2 exercises, if you have a thyroid, everybody has a thyroid. If you have a thyroid problem, then that's a very good exercise. Both of those for working on this area of the throat. Very good. Next would be shoulders. Let's just do simple shoulder rolls to release our shoulders. Push the shoulders directly forwards. Raise the shoulders directly upwards. Squeeze the shoulders directly backwards. Push the shoulders directly downwards. Shoulder rectangle. Straight forward, lift up. Straight backward, squeeze down. Straight forward, lift up. Backward, down. Forward, lift up. Backward, squeeze down. Forward, lift up. Backward, squeeze down. Allows you to really get into the corners. Forward, lift up. Backward, squeeze down. One more time. Forward, lift up. Backward, squeeze down. Roll the elbow forwards, roll the elbow up, roll the elbow back, roll the elbow down, shoulders as well. Roll the shoulder forward, roll the shoulder up, roll the shoulder backwards and down. So working with shoulders and elbows the whole way, keep going. Roll up, back, forwards and lift, backwards and down. So the first set really sort of get into the corners of what's possible. And then the second set, smooth the whole thing off. So we'll just go around a couple more times and then we'll reverse the whole thing. Okay, good. Let's do that in the opposite direction. Squeeze the shoulders straight back. Lift the shoulders straight up. Push the shoulders straight forwards and head the shoulders down. Back and lift up. Forwards, squeeze down. Back, up. Forwards, squeeze down. Back, lift up. Forwards, squeeze down. Back, up. Forwards, down. Back, up. Forwards, down. One more. Up. Forwards, down. Roll back. Roll up. Roll forwards. Roll down. Roll back and up. Roll forwards and down. Rolling back. Up. Forwards. Down. Gently rolling back. Up. Forwards. Down. Rolling back. Up. Forwards. Down. Roll back. Up. Forwards. Down. Rolling back. Lifting up. Go forwards. Down. Last time. Roll back. Lift up. Roll forwards. Sink down. Okay, great. So we'll just do a little bit more work with the shoulders then. So this exercise, just start by bringing your hands into the prayer position and gently stretch up above. And then open up the palms and move your hands down in an arc to the side, down in front of your lap.
Hands come into the prayer position. Lift up. Open the palms out. And as wide an arc as you can describe, moving your hands towards the back, gently bringing them down. Hands lift up. Push up. Stretch up. Open and down. Up to the prayer. Stretch up above the head. Open the palms and down. Let's just continue with that. 2 more times. Prayer. Stretch. Open. Arc down. To the prayer. Up. Up. Open. And arc down. When the arms come down, they just move straight up and open out to the side. And then they can gently cross in front. Come up and open and down. Let them cross, come up and open and down. They gently cross, come up, palms open to the front and down. Come up, open and down. Let's do that another half a dozen times. Now the question is, just bring the hands to a stop. Can you go a little bit faster with that? It just depends on how secure your shoulders feel, how secure your neck feels. But in theory, you can just start to gently windmill your arms around. Okay, so if that doesn't work for you, you can just go back to going a very slow, gentle way. But just try and open up and see if you can do a few of these windmill circles. If you can go a little bit faster, that's great. This is very good for your heart and lungs. Okay, and then slow to stop. Okay, so it's not for everybody, that exercise, or the latter part of it's not for everybody. Be careful with the exercise. If it doesn't feel safe on your shoulders, go easily with it. Perhaps we can just take our hands backwards, out to the side, back, lift up in an arc, bring them to meet in the prayer, and let them down. Go back. So stretching backwards as far as the arc will take us. Lift up, do the prayer, and down. Continue with that. The reverse version of this exercise. Again, we can just take the hands out, up, let them cross above, down, up, to across, and gently down, up, and down, up, and down. Just find a speed that works for you.
You go quicker. Okay, and then bring that to a stop. Quite good exercise that. Just lifting the hands up into the air and stretch up into the blue sky, and then just let go. Just let them collapse down. So try stretching up, hands up in the blue sky, really stretch, and then just release and let the arms fall. Doesn't matter how they come down, we just let them collapse down. Lift up and stretch, and release. Lift up and stretch, and release. One more time. Stretch up, and release. Good, let's look at the spine health. So I think it's one of the key aspects to our entire life, and that's why the warm-up exercises that I do are just really spine exercises. Rotate the spine, bend the spine forward and backwards, bend the spine sideways. I always am brought to mind of my lovely old grandmother, and how whenever, if you were standing beside her, you said, Granny, she'd have to literally turn herself round to look at you because she couldn't turn her head or her back. And I think that flexibility of the spine is one of the key aspects to keeping us young and healthy. So that's why I do the warm-up set every day. That's why I make my joke about living to be 125 years old. Although, seriously, that's what I intend to do. And I'll be surprised if I don't. That'll be fine, but I've got a lot of teaching to do between now and then. So I've got to pack it all in. Yes, spinal health, really important. And so I think that keeping the flexibility of the spine is incredibly important in our lives. And one of the ways of doing that is Dr. Pang's exercise, which is called Bow Body. We'll look at that perhaps later on, but a variant of that is something that we call caterpillar turns into butterfly. And it's not dissimilar to the kind of things we've been doing with our shoulders, but also with our back. And the idea of caterpillar turns into butterfly is that if you've ever heard of crane's neck, we use crane's neck quite a bit. It's just turning your neck round and keeping the body more or less still. But it develops from there. And rather than just doing the top of the neck, you eventually end up doing the whole of the spine. That's what we're going to do today. Crane's neck turns into, caterpillar turns into a butterfly. You'll see how it develops in due course. But we have a posture that we use in body-mind form, and we're kind of building up towards body-mind form, which is hands holding the ribs. Okay, so we set that up by putting our hands in the prayer position and settling that down in front of the breastbone. There's a little point on the heel of your hand, which is called Shen Men. It just sits underneath the pinky on the kind of crease of the wrist. And so we draw this point back along the ribs, as if kind of carving back along the ribs, drawing back along this lowest rib. And then the middle finger eventually comes to touch just at the side of the body, the lowest rib at the side of the body. So your middle finger touches the lowest rib. And then what we do there is rotate the thumb back and then hold the ribs. So essentially what I've done now is that I've actually got my lowest rib at the back with my thumb and the lowest rib at the front with my first finger, and I'm gently holding my ribs. Okay, so this position, sometimes it depends. If your shoulders are tired, you can really squeeze your ribs tight and give yourself a beautiful hourglass waist, but that's not what we're looking for. We're trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. We're trying to keep this grip on the ribs very light. Also, if after a period of time of using this grip and you've let your shoulders really slump down, then what happens is it squeezes open the thumb and first finger here. It's not a particularly bad thing to have this called hegu, have hegu open like that, but it does become difficult on your fingers. So try to keep this gentle touch on your ribs as much as possible. And if it feels a lot, then just try and lift your shoulders up a little bit. So we're softly touching lowest rib at the back with the thumb, lowest rib at the front with the first finger. Okay, so whilst in this posture, you'll notice I put my feet together. Okay, so stand with your feet together, still the same idea, your knees a little bit bent, your tailbone slightly tucked forward. And when we have our feet together, the sensation of the tailbone is almost like it's sort of pushing against the back of the legs. Sitting down, tailbone dropping down. And then we move the head. Okay, so we're going to try and describe a circle with the head. Tuck your chin right up into the Adam's apple. And as you do so, lift up Bai Hui, the top of the head, up into the blue sky. So the chin pulls up and the top of the head is almost pulling the chin up as well. And then gently release the head backwards, drawing the chin upwards, till eventually chin goes up into the blue sky. Drift the chin forwards, drift the chin outwards and downwards, and eventually it comes full circle and it touches onto the chest, and then it runs all the way up the chest back into the Adam's apple. Okay, I'll just warn you about one pitfall here. Just watch for a moment. I tuck the chin in, I take the head back, I lift the chin up, and sometimes people slump their necks right back onto their shoulders, and that's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is to keep a nice long neck. So when you tuck the chin in, you keep the neck long, and then you draw the head, and you keep the neck long, and you lift the chin up into the blue sky, still got a long neck, and then gently forwards, out, down, and draw the chin onto the chest, drawing the chin all the way up the chest as if you're drawing a line right up into the Adam's apple. Nice long neck. Keep it long as you take the head up, up, blue sky. Chin goes gently forwards, out, swings downwards till it touches the chest. Just continue with that. Just like to point out that at no stage does the rest of the spine bend. We're just working with the nape of the neck here. Gently forwards, gently out, gently down, just the neck bending. Draw up, tuck in, head goes back, chin lifts up, neck stays long, up into the blue sky, gently forwards, up, down, drawing down towards the chest. Draw up the chest, tuck chin in, head goes back, neck stays long, gently forwards, out, down. Okay, we'll go around this circle one more time. So this is crane's neck. This is called forward crane's neck. It's like a crane drinking water from the river. When you put your head back, you imagine glugging the water down. When you move your head forwards, you imagine kind of dipping your beak into the water. Okay, so we've always had the chin touching against the breastbone, or top of the breastbone, I suppose. Now we're going to try and get it to go a bit deeper. Now we do bend our spine. So the next time you go forwards and head down towards the bottom of the breastbone, as if you could touch yourself almost between the nipples, as it were, and then draw up and continue the circle as we've done before. So this time we're just dipping a little bit lower than we normally do in this exercise, heading towards sort of chest level. Of course, you won't really, or you probably can't really touch there unless you're incredibly flexible, but we imagine the chin can, and then we imagine this line being drawn all the way up from the chest, up into the throat, and back. Head goes forward, out, down, heading towards the breastbone, drawing up from the breastbone through the chest, up into the Adam's apple, back, up, forwards. So one of the key aspects is that as we bring the chin down towards the breastbone, we then keep the chin tucked against the spine, as it were, all the way up. As you unroll the spine, the chin stays really tucked against the chest. And then we release it as we come up. So that's where the real stretch comes from. It's because the chin is really tucked in towards the spine as we're unrolling the spine upwards. Try and touch your breastbone if you can, or imagine you can. And then keep it tucked in as you slowly straighten up, slowly straighten up, slowly straighten up. And then we can release the chin as it comes up. So we'll do one more aiming for the breastbone, and then we're going to change our target again. So the next time we're going to go for the solar plexus. And you really can't touch the solar plexus with your chin, but you can really imagine you can. And so it's just going to bend a few more vertebrae in the spine. So we're slowly bringing the head up. We're releasing the chin up into the blue sky. Now we're arcing forwards. We're heading, imagining we can touch ourselves on the solar plexus, kind of between your breastbone and belly button. Just kind of aim for there and imagine the chin presses against the solar plexus. And now we're running up from the solar plexus through the breastbone, through the chest, all the way up into the throat. Tuck chin in, head goes back, chin lifts up, gently forwards, out, down with the new target of the solar plexus. Just try and keep the hands soft on the ribs, by the way. Aiming for your solar plexus. Imagine you've got the chin really tucked against it, and keep it tucked as you slowly unroll your spine, drawing the chin up through the breastbone, chest, into the throat. Head goes back. Stretch up into the blue sky. Gently forwards, out, down. Touch the chin towards the solar plexus. Keep the chin tucked in as we roll up to the breastbone, as we roll up to the chest, as we roll up to the throat. Head goes back, release forward. One more time for the solar plexus then. And our next target will become the belly button. Heading down towards the solar plexus. Imagine you can tuck your chin right in against the solar plexus. Start to roll up from the solar plexus through the breastbone to the chest, up into the throat. Head goes back, chin lifts up, forwards, out, down, heading for the belly button, drawing all the way down towards the belly button. Imagine you can press your chin right into your belly button, and then draw a line from the belly button to the solar plexus, to the breastbone, to the chest, to the throat. Just release your hands and let them hang down by your sides, and continue. Chin up into the blue sky, gently forwards, gently out, gently down. You'll feel your hands just kind of pendulum forwards. Tuck your chin towards your breastbone. No, towards your belly button. Keep the chin tucked in. Draw up from the belly button, drawing a line into the solar plexus, drawing a line to the breastbone, drawing a line to your chest, drawing a line right up into your throat. As you kind of lean back, your arms will just hang back a little bit. And as you walk, arc forwards towards the belly button, the arms just naturally hang forwards and hang down towards your toes. Tuck the chin towards the belly button. Slowly roll the spine up, keeping the chin tucked. Feel the arms gently roll backwards. So we're going to engage the arms a bit more. Forwards towards the belly button. Tuck chin into the belly button. As you move your hands backwards, follow the hands up with the chin. As the chin comes up, bring the hands up behind. As the chin gets to your throat, the hands get to kind of shoulder height. As the chin comes up into the blue sky, the hands move up into the blue sky. And as the chin moves forward, heading for the belly button, the hands can arc down with the head at the same kind of rate. Tuck the chin to the belly button.
Move the hands back behind the body. Start to move the chin up the inside of the spine, as it were. By the time the chin gets to the throat, the hands have come up to shoulder height as well. When the chin goes up into the blue sky, the hands go up into the blue sky too. And now your little caterpillar has become this beautiful butterfly, gently flapping your butterfly wings. How low do you want to go down? Do you want to go lower than the belly button? Do you want to take your chin down towards your knees? And take back, but always tucking the chin into the body as we come up. Now you just make your butterfly as big and as small as you wish to do. Butterfly like nobody's watching. Gently down. Go as deep as you wish to go. You can let your knees bend as well. Come gently back. Lift up. We'll do about another 6 of these butterflies. Just experiment with what you want to do. You can really soften into the knees. You can let the whole body crouch down into the butterfly. And then take the hands behind and stand up very slowly, but always keeping the chin tucked in. Don't forget that aspect, because it really helps stretch the spine. Only release the chin at shoulder height and above. Stretching up. Stretching down towards the earth. Chin always stays tucked into the spine as it rolls gently up. Okay, I think we can do 2 more butterflies, and then we come to a stop. Next time you come up, bring your hands up into the blue sky above your head. Stretch up into the blue sky. Nice long stretch. Draw the hands over the crown of the head and just let the chi pour down through your body. Imagine absorbing this energy through every cell of your body. And then just release the shoulders and the elbows and the wrists, the hands down over the crown of the head. Gently drift them forwards to the third eye, down the center line of the body. Bring them all the way down to the belly. And just place your hands on the belly button. It's time to close our exercise set. So we'll close using the traditional Zhineng Qigong closing method. So just bring your hands up into the prayer position in front of your heart. Stretch the hands up in front of your face, up over the crown of the head. Let's extend up into the blue sky. Nice long stretch. Drift the hands softly down. Open up little fingers, ring fingers, middle fingers. Split the hands apart into a great wide arc. And then slowly bring the hands down to shoulder height. As they're coming down to shoulder height, they're already kind of scooping 2 handfuls of chi round to the front. The hands come round to the front to shoulder height and shoulder width, and direct the middle fingers back to send energy from your middle fingers into your third eye, deep into your pituitary, into your pineal. Fill the center of your brain with chi. The upper energy field, upper dantian, is filled with chi. Blood and chi flow well through your brain. Your brain working really well. All functions of your brain returning to perfect working order. All functions of your brain healthy. All functions of your brain healthy. Just drift the elbows backwards. Let the hands come underneath your arms. Touch daba. It's just underneath the armpit, just on the center line of the side of your body. We touch here and we imagine connecting our fingers into this central energy field, middle dantian. The middle energy field supports all the
internal organs in your body, supports your heart. During summertime, the heart has to work hardest. So we send lots of qi into the heart. Fill your heart with qi. Lungs, pancreas, liver, kidneys, abundance of energy deep inside your body. Fill your organs with qi. Imagine the organ systems working well. All functions of your organs returning to perfect working order. We just let the hands drift directly behind. So we just point to the horizon behind with the palms facing up. And then we move the back of the hands towards the front of the body and then turn the palms over and send a wave of qi out into the blue sky. It's kind of like donating your energy. But don't forget to gather some back for yourself. A beautiful ball of energy in front, vast ball of qi that you form here. And we're going to gather it back to the belly. Traditionally, it's left hand first for men, right hand first for ladies, but it doesn't really matter these days. It's whatever seems right to you. Take this beautiful ball of qi and squeeze it deep inside your belly. Imagine all this energy you've gathered being squeezed deep inside, held deep inside. Lower energy field, abundant with qi. Blood and qi flow well through your body. All of the functions of your body returning to perfect working order. Just like that, anything can shift and change in your body. All of the functions of your body return to perfect working order. All functions healthy. All functions of your body healthy. Just think about that. Every cell in your body working well. Just imagine your body filled with qi. Like a being of light, filled with qi. Every cell in your body in perfect working order. Every cell, perfect working order. Then we imagine what's called our wei qi layer. It's like a few centimeters of qi coats the entire body like a protective field, protective shield of qi. The wei qi layer protects you. And then around you have your qi body. Imagine a meter in front of you, behind you, left, right, up, down. This kind of bubble of qi that can completely protects you, but also connects you to outside. You just imagine yourselves in these wonderful shields of energy, safe and happy, with a big smile on your face, every cell in your body working well, illuminated from the inside by all this wonderful healing energy. All functions of your body healthy. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes, release your hands down by the sides. Gently bring a bit of movement into your fingers, a bit of movement into your legs. You can shake out whatever needs shaking out. If you want to do a forward bend, you can just go down very slowly, but don't rush back up. Really take your time coming up because you can be very, very dizzy. You can bend out in any way you need just to loosen the spine off and relax. And then we say Haola together. So don't unmute yourself unless you want to appear on this video on YouTube. But I'll know you're saying Haola, don't worry. So Haola in Chinese means good already. Everything we've done, completely sorted, already fixed. And so it's kind of like an affirmation, Haola, good already. We say it 3 times. We put our hands up in the air, I count 1, 2, and then we say Haola. So raise your hands up in the air. 1, 2. Haola. 1, 2. Haola. 1, 2. Haola. Just affirming that everything is good already. Everything is already sorted. And then we have a little salute for each other. In Zhineng Qigong, we bring right hand up, left hand down, pull the fingertips together, thumbs on the end. It's kind of like a yin-yang symbol, really. And then, thank you very much. Thank you for being here today. Really kind of you to be here. And I'm going to put this video on YouTube. Please pass it around to your friends so you can see the work that I do, the kind of exercises we do. And the idea is that over the coming months, we're going to build up an entire form, BodyMind form. And so then we'll be doing the whole thing through from end to end. It's a very powerful form. Really lovely to see you today. Bye.